never thought I'd be in a Lamborghini tractor, but here I am. Check this out.
Hey guys, another day in Germany here, and mind's blown again. Just finished a tour here at the Deutz-Fahr factory here in Germany, and what an incredible experience again. These Germans sure know how to manufacture. Everybody obviously has their specialties, and when you look at Deutz-Fahr, the attention to detail in some of their process, well, all their process, but some of their process that appealed to me, nothing shy from incredible, because the amount of safety and the amount of testing that goes into a Deutz, and we know this already compared to some other manufacturers, they're actually industry leaders per se, and well ahead of other brands because of the type of testing. So some tractor manufacturers, when machines come off the line, you know, they're dipped in paint and they leave the line. Here at Deutz, the amount of testing that engines, transmissions, and the complete tractor even go through once they're off the line was quite extensive. Obviously we weren't able to film in the factory today. As an example, when a tractor is fully finished, off the line, running, and they put it on a simulator that they can run full speed stops, they can do engine documentation and statistics and testing, pressurized systems. They even put it on a set of hydraulic stands where each tire is spinning, and it's on stilts per se. So this tractor they'll make articulate and do crazy suspension geometries while running, while at speed, while braking, and every tractor that comes off the line gets to do that. So you know, things like fenders and, more important, you know, chassis strength tests and things like that all come into play because they get fully tested, and that's every tractor. It's not just a random pick, which some tractor manufacturers just pick every 5 or what have you, but it's every tractor. And the strength and safety that go into the way their cabs are built is actually next level. So from a company like Deutz that is very, very popular here in Europe, they've done a really good job of checking all those boxes, because when you compare it to other brands, I don't think that high level of testing, it's just not achieved, I don't believe. So the history with Deutz is also incredible because of their lineage and how far they go back. A lot of these tractors have come such a long way, not only in looks but the technology. Like, these are fully outfitted technical tractors. This tractor here's a favorite, the 6230 TTV, but it's in a Java green color. So, you know, you can actually customize a Deutz tractor to a few different color combinations. They have a Warrior edition that's black, which looks pretty cool. I personally like this metallic Java green. I was also pretty impressed. One of the highlights of the tour was the 9340. That's currently their biggest front wheel assist tractor that they make, and the front suspension on that tractor is massive, and the way the geometry and the hydraulic suspension works in that machine is pretty darn cool. If I was shopping for something as high horsepower as that, you guys know my love for other tractors, but that would be a contender. If I was shopping for something in that horsepower category, I'd be looking at that 9340. That thing was impressive. So to see all those suspension components and the chassis on the floor going through production, you start to realize that tractor means business. It is stout. But anyway, while you're looking at a company, a factory tour like Deutz, you start to see the amount of products they produced, and then the customization of these tractors, the amount of products they produce. Balers, I had no idea. Combines, and then their lineage of their older machines, you know, the 50, 60 horsepower old tractors. They have another whole side of the museum here that has all those, and I'll get pretty long-winded, more than I already have, if I get into that room and start talking to you guys. So pretty interesting. Something else that was super cool is when I talk about the lineage of Deutz-Fahr, is the design cues that go into these machines. They're almost famous because of the people that have worked on these tractors. There have been people and design cues from BMW and Ferrari, and everybody knows that Lamborghini is currently connected to the Deutz-Fahr group of companies. Actually, if you look behind me here, the front shape of that hood is designed with very Italian design cues. It's a slick looking tractor. This is that Java green one here, and I'll just actually, you know what, this is the TTV. I'll just jump up in this one here. I don't want to get distracted and long-winded, but fully customized. Like this one even has an air truck at the front step, so you know, you want to hook up an air tool or air hose to blow off your tools or your cab or make a repair, you can. This cab is absolutely beautiful when you compare where tractors were 5, 10, 20 to 30 years ago. This is a very nice cab. Like the fit and finish of all the components here. I'm on a full suspension seat and console. Huge sunroof. The fit and finish of all these panels, you know, there's no flex, there's no rattles. Like I can't imagine after seeing what they put them through in their strength testing that there'd even ever be a rattle in this cab. But ergonomically, super cool. I've never owned one. I've been in one, but I've never run one. So super cool. I look forward to that chance one day. These are very nice tractors. I love this Java green color, but we'll stop rambling here about the interiors and tell you more about the tour we just finished. The painting process was pretty cool too. Not only on just the bodywork, but the frame and all the components. Everything gets dipped, very similar to what we've seen on some other tours with the multiple stage dipping of primers and etching solvents. But then these frames, everything gets meticulously painted. So if you could imagine seeing a tractor without the cab and some of the bolt-on components to it, and you were looking at just the drivetrain, like wheels and frame and transmission differentials, that's all meticulously painted. It's not dipped in some paint where you've seen other tractor manufacturers, you pull off hydraulic lines and there's a 1/4 inch of paint on the line. This is not like that. We've had to do repairs before where you have to scrape off a very thick amount of paint just to access a connection or something like that. The way the Deutz tractors go through the line and their paint process of the chassis is actually quite special. I wouldn't have thought that much care and attention would ever go into a tractor chassis. So my expectations have been drastically increased there. Talk about a company though, Deutz-Fahr, that you don't see as often in certain parts of the world. Over here in Europe, they are everywhere. But in areas of the world, you don't understand how many tractors this company produces. It's huge. It's thousands and thousands of tractors a year. There's one coming off the line every 5 minutes or something like that. It's a lot of tractors, but how much growth this company's seen. Everybody knows the older Deutz tractors, but how much growth is in this company? They've set themselves up for a massive successes and growth because of the size of these factories, and now they're planning their growth stages, and they have huge plans. And where they've come from, even in the last 20 years, we saw factories that they were working in 20 years ago, and you see these factories now. These factories are full. There's automation everywhere. They're very cool design. You Germans are very good at your design, and you see that even in the way the factories are laid out. The cleanliness is a beautiful thing as well. But the architecture in these buildings, I'm not one for architecture typically. The newest addition to the tractor manufacturing plant, if you look at it from the one angle, it actually looks like it's designed to look like the front of the Deutz hood. So you look at it from the side profile and it's the side of the hood, and you look at it from the front of the building and it's the front of the hood. A company that takes a lot of pride in their work because of, you know, if they're willing to invest in just that level of architecture, if they're willing to put that into the architecture of the building, can you imagine obviously what they're putting into the tractors themselves? So that was all pretty cool. Another thing, the The staff here, we were walking through at the end of the day and they were just getting off shift. And as much as we were walking around the factory, we couldn't help but acknowledge how happy everyone looked. Everyone here has a mission, a goal, a responsibility, and it showed just by their demeanor on the factory line. So it actually looked like a fun place to work. And to just try and maybe help Deutz for a second, their automation plans for these factories have evolved around their staff. One area of staff that they have a tough time filling is welders. You just can't get enough welders in Germany, and it's not just Deutz, that's the whole manufacturing industry here, is welders are very hard to get. So they've invested in technology, robotic welders, to help alleviate that, but then be able to use the employees they have in all these other skilled trades and areas. So pretty neat that they know that they have a labor shortage in one area and they use CNC and CNC welders to accomplish where their shortfalls are. Over the last couple of years, everyone knows there's been supply chain issues and there's been all kinds of struggles, and they were able to, because of the strength in customization of their assembly line, they were able to take tractors that maybe components were missing parts on and move them around or plan the schedule of them going through the line so that it didn't affect timelines. So they are very adaptable in this new set of factories that they're running to be able to control things like that. So good on Deutz for having that kind of flexibility in the production line. There isn't a doubt in my mind you're gonna see a lot more Deutz-Fahr tractors hitting the soil all around the world, especially North America. I do think these tractors and these kind of companies are coming out with a vengeance, because they're good tractors, and a lot of the time a more economical tractor too. I want to be proud of North American tractors and everything that we produce over in North America, but you look at a company like this, you know, they mean business. They have a good product and they just want to sell it. They want to get it dirty, just like we do. So I'm sure this is going to add a lot of competition to the world market, especially with their growth and their technology. These tractors, they're going to be contenders. Thank you so much to our tour guide. It's a very busy week here in Germany because of Agritechnica. So thank you very much for fitting us in. We had to ask to get into this factory tour, and because of some of our connections and our local dealer, Noble Equipment, we were able to pull this off. And during Agritechnica week, that's not typically possible. So thank you very much, Deutz-Fahr, for letting this happen. Thank you for such an exclusive tour of the factory, and I can't wait to drive one of these. The 6230 is, like I say, that Java green one there, pretty cool one. And then that 9340, I think that one would be pretty cool one day if I ever need something that big. That'd be pretty cool to give that a try. But thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned. There's a couple more cool tours and a couple more cool videos here in the queue, so stay tuned.